Even A-list celebs turn into awkward fans when they meet their crushes. Blushing, stuttering, roasting, this is starstruck at its funniest. 1. Ali Maki had a crush on Conan O'Brien, and he roasted her on air. In one of the most hilariously awkward and unexpected moments on Conan O'Brien's show, actress Ali Maki found herself in the hot seat when Conan revealed an old tweet she had posted, confessing that her 100% absolute celebrity crush was none other than Conan himself. Her reaction? Priceless. As Conan teased the tweet out loud, Ali could barely contain her embarrassment, laughing and trying to explain herself while Conan soaked in the moment. But it didn't stop there. Conan pulled out another tweet from Maki, where she compared him to a tall, dark, and handsome Hollywood actor, Ben Affleck. That's when Conan decided to fire back with his signature roast, hilariously suggesting she might have gotten the wrong guy, leaving Ali speechless and flustered. It's the kind of on-air moment where fangirl dreams crash into live TV chaos. And somehow, it's all comedy gold. 2. Ariana Grande breaks down. Meeting her idol. And it's not who you think. Ariana Grande may be one of the biggest pop stars in the world, but even she has tearful fangirl moments. And this one was caught on camera. In an emotional Instagram video, Ariana is visibly moved after meeting her lifelong idol, leaving fans wondering who could make the superstar break down like that. The answer? Jim Carrey. Yes, the comedy legend who defined a generation turns out to be Ariana's hero. She later opened up in an interview, revealing their heartwarming bond, describing him as such a beautiful soul. Ariana shared how she once emailed Jim a birthday message, and to her surprise, he responded with the sweetest note, something he always does, no matter how much time passes. She even called their relationship a kind of occasional pen-pal connection, where even the smallest interactions from Carrey meant the world to her. It's the kind of wholesome, unexpected Hollywood friendship that reminds us our heroes can be just as kind as we hope, and sometimes they even write back. 3. Tom Holland. Thought he met Iron Man, but it was a hilarious mistake. Tom Holland had one of the most relatable celebrity encounters ever when he first thought he met Robert Downey Jr., but didn't. In an interview, Holland laughed while recounting the awkward moment. He confidently walked up, shook hands, and nervously chatted with who he thought was RDJ. Something felt off, though. He kept staring, wondering why Iron Man looked so different in real life. Then, in the ultimate plot twist, the real Robert Downey Jr. walked in, and Tom realized he'd been nervously rambling to his stunt double the entire time. Talk about a misfire in spider sense. But Holland's tales didn't stop there. He later shared another wild story, this time featuring a very young Spider-Man crossing paths with Superman in a public restroom. At just 11 years old, Tom looked up during a bathroom break and found himself next to Henry Cavill. As the grown-up version of this story unfolded, even the interviewer jokingly suggested child services should be called. Add in Bebe Rexha fangirling over Angelina Jolie and a coconut-scented standoff between Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock. And this whole segment feels like the Avengers crashed a Hollywood award show with laughs, awkwardness, and some serious star power. 4. Bebe Rexha meets Angelina Jolie and completely loses it on camera. Bebe Rexha, the ultimate aficionado, with every ounce of daughterly love collapsing into a meltdown-type meltdown. And the camera caught all of this. During an interview, Bebe had been asked whether she had ever met Angelina Jolie. There was never any hesitation nor any funny preparation until she blurted her answer out, "No, but if I did, I would just say, 'I love you.'" Just pure admiration. And then, something straight out off a fairy tale came true. The universe went in and gave Bebe that meeting, an actual meeting with Angelina. The reaction was priceless. Bebe was barely holding it together and gushing on how classy and badass Jolie is, going on to call her amazing and saying that she adores her so much. Angelina graciously thanked her and welcomed her to the event. Baby, overwhelmed, went and jokingly declared, "I gotta go die now." A fan moment every fan hopes for in secret. A raw, heartfelt, and forever remembrance. Just when you think the scene is getting star-studded, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just happened to meet, with Arnold Schwarzenegger and The Rock face-off, and then this happened, bumping into Dwayne, The Rock. Johnson was not just a casual exchange, but an utter Hollywood power move. With a mischievous grin, Arnold despondently snorted and commented, "I can smell your coconut," before giving his signature, "Hasta la vista, baby." The Rock, never losing his charm on such occasions, returned the grin, and the banter flowed forth between these two legends of action cinema in what was a celebrated confrontation of megastars. But this was by no means their first spectacle. In 2003, Arnold made an almost iconically brief cameo in The Rundown, walking past The Rock, after which he somewhat insignificantly but also quite powerfully passed the torch by uttering, "Have fun," a true passing of the torch from one generation to the next. So, when two titans, such as Arnold and The Rock, mock each other or share a joke, it's more historical than it is entertaining. 6. Charlize Theron meets Nelson Mandela and breaks down in tears. Charlize Theron may have been a shining international star, but the actress found herself completely swept away by emotion when meeting Nelson Mandela. Reflecting during the tribute, the actress said this was one of the more profound encounters she has ever had. Standing next to the statesman, she admitted to struggling to find words, saying she is more eloquent when not standing next to such a profound individual. With tear-filled eyes, Charlize whispered to Nelson Mandela, "I love you so much," to which he replied warmly, "I love you too." The embrace was more than just an expression of emotion. It spoke. To Charlize, Mandela represented the very heart of her country, someone who had crafted her identity and inspired the world in his relentless pursuit of justice. She had to thank him not only on behalf of the South Africans, but for humankind in general. This was one of those very rare, humbling moments where celebrity had met history and showed in no uncertain terms the power of a life lived for justice. 7. Mike Tyson gets emotional remembering Muhammad Ali, a rare side of the champ. Boxing legend. Mike Tyson, known for his unmatched power and intensity in the ring, once showed a completely different side of himself, and it caught everyone off guard. During a 1989 appearance on the Arsenio Hall show, Tyson paid an emotional tribute to his idol, Muhammad Ali. It wasn't their first meeting, but the depth of Tyson's admiration was undeniable. His tough exterior gave way to heartfelt words as he called Ali a sweetheart and a real champ, speaking with a softness rarely seen from the fearsome fighter. For someone who struck fear into opponents worldwide, seeing Tyson open up about the man who inspired him was both powerful and deeply human. It was a moment that reminded the world, even the fiercest warriors have heroes they look up to. Tyson's respect for Ali wasn't just about boxing, it was about legacy, strength, and grace. In just a few words, Iron Mike gave us a glimpse into the heart behind the fists. 8. 50 Cent gets starstruck by an NBA legend, and it's unexpected. Even someone as unshakable as 50 Cent can be caught off guard. And that's exactly what happened when a surprise guest turned out to be a huge fan. During an interview, 50 was told he had to meet someone, and the anticipation built fast. The moment the mystery guest walked in, 50's reaction was priceless. "As long as it's not Wendy Williams," he joked, only to be met with none other than an NBA superstar. The two had never met in person before, but there was already mutual respect. The NBA icon revealed he was a big fan of 50's work, especially praising Power, and said they'd even discussed business in the past. For a second, 50 tried to play it cool, but you could see it on his face. This moment hit different. It was one icon acknowledging another, and for fans, it was a crossover they didn't see coming. When music, business, and sports collide like this, it's not just a meeting. It's a spark that hints at something bigger. From nervous tears to shocking revelations, these moments prove that no matter how rich or famous you are, meeting someone you admire never gets easier. Whether it's a crush, idol, or legend, stars are fans too. Because at the end of the day, even celebs just want to say, "I love you,"